Hey Omar, how are you? My name is Luis Vergara. I'm from Revista Cine in Colombia. And well, just to start, I know you were fan of the Power Saga before being cast for Racing Kanan. Have you ever thought about the idea of, hey, I want to be part of that show?
That's a great question. I kind of my I reverse engineer. Like I never have an expectation, creatively. I just connect to what I connect to. And when this opportunity came along, I was super excited because I thought,
Cool.
now this is something that I think people would want to watch because we know the end result of who Kanan became, but I think like in the original Power series, but I think like having a show where it's just like, how did this person become like that? Like we all have stories, we all go through things, but how did this little 15-year-old awkward kid become this heinous individual that, So I thought that would be fun to unearth.
Amazing. Well, now that you are in the show, what is the feeling of being part of this fantastic saga? I mean, about the feeling of being in this Power universe.
It's amazing. It's amazing because the Power Universe has such a strong following and it's global. And I think that's a credit to Courtney Kemp and 50 Cent and our showrunner Sasha Penn. They're amazing writers and creative. So I attribute that to them.
Interesting. Well, I know you can't share spoilers about the show, of course, but what can you tell us about your character? What would be his role in Kanan's life?
In season one, he was just a hard ass cop who was, just sort of mean and even on the streets he had so many connections and then at
Yes.
the end of season one, he goes through something that's really traumatic. And then in season two, he's overcoming this bodily affliction. But in terms of his relation to Kanan, he has some suspicion that they might have a closer connection that he previously thought. So he's spending season two trying to unpack that and figure out the truth of what things are. Um, and does that relate back to Rock? And they're constantly in a power struggle, pun intended. But Kanan's sort of in the middle of that.
Amazing. Well, in your opinion, what makes this show different from others in the Power Saga?
Good question. But the simple answer is it's an origin story. It's
Yeah.
it Indies, and like I said, we already know who Kanan became, but this is about this 15-year-old awkward kid. We were all awkward kids at 15, but not all of us had like a drug kingpin for a mom. So, it's watching this process of how he became, who we knew him to be. And I think that's a really interesting process because they're even jukebox, they're all like just these little kids trying to figure out life. But they're under some really intense circumstances.
Omar, we know you have an amazing background playing a lot of different characters. So I would like to know which of the characters you've played before would be like the most interesting for you, or maybe the one that you feel like a better connection.
Great question. Um, that's really hard for me to answer because I always say there's nothing like the first, right? Like the first movie I was ever in. And I kind of reverse engineer. Like I love every character that I played um, because I connected to it in some way or connected to the project. So I kind of never really think about it that way. I let the people decide, like because people may love, people love the film Love and Basketball. People make so they love, House. Or, I never really think about it that way. For me, I just dive in head first, and I'm in my creative process. And then when it's over, it's over. So hopefully, when it's all said and done, it'll be sort of what I call a mosaic of a career. And it's like a bag of Skittles. Some people love this flavor, some people love that flavor.
Really amazing. Thank you. Well, Omar, finally, I would like to know if maybe you can say hi to the audience in Colombia. Maybe you can invite them to watch the show.
Of course. What's up to all my people in Colombia? My name is Omar Epps. I play Howard on Raising Kanan, and I would love for you all to watch the show. Let's go.
Omar, thank you so much for sharing all your experience with this show. I mean, you are amazing. Thank you so much, and well, have a wonderful day.
Thank you for your time.